I need some confirmation. Are people here yet? Wicker Rose. Ooh. Yumminess, drink some for us all. Funny you bring that up. I'm so glad my Whomping Willows are here. This is the very first time that I've ever scheduled a live like this. So this is new for me. I even went to the extent of this morning when the sun was like over there. Had all of my little strappy things ready for my phone to be installed right here so that I could sit right here and to keep y'all out of the wind because there's a big nasty wind that blew through this morning. However, I found out really quickly that my, my phone's gonna overheat if I do it that way. So I am honestly having to impromptu all this. It is too hot down in there, but it's too windy up here, and if I get in here, I'll just have to suffer. So, yes, today is 6 months. 6 months that yours truly is completely sober. Not one drop of alcohol has been consumed by me. I do use alcohol, but it's called denatured alcohol, and it goes in my stove. And since I'm inside, I might as well give everybody a little tour. Poke it around here. Forgive the mess. It's a tiny little boat. This is my kitchen. There's the berth. What normal land people call the bed. If you'll see, I've got my nice little Harry Potter book open to, I think I'm on chapter 10 or 11 of Chamber of Secrets. And there's a little couch. And here's my head. And I've got that vent open up there because if I didn't, it would be unbearable in here. So yeah, I'm really excited. Talked to all the kiddos. Oh, let's just go ahead and get that out of the way for the new people here that have just found my channel. My kids are great. Everybody's good. That was 8 years ago. The Blaine stuff was 4 years ago. Everybody's fine. And if I keep talking about that and answering everybody's question individually, how are my kids, then it won't do justice and you won't be happy. So there's no sense in talking about it every time and ruining it for everybody else who's already caught up where I've already talked about it in a video called How's Parker, How are the Kids? And if you want to know how they're doing great. I talked to all 4 of them today and yesterday, and I was reminding them that the old man is sober now, and I'm really excited about it because that's, for most people, including myself, that was not an easy feat. It was tough. I'm trying to find the best place to stand so I can do this, but is everybody hearing me okay? I'm doing sound checks here. Somebody said they saw it already. Jack Bear. Who's autistic? That's a good question. Let me get my glasses because I'm going to be reading more of these than I thought. I'm glad y'all brought that up. Where to begin on this? My girlfriend and I, Charday, who happens to be an English citizen, lives in England, she gave me 2 different tests, online tests, and they're just questionnaires. How do you feel about this? Are you wholeheartedly agree, somewhat disagree, neutral, completely disagree? A series of questions, and yes, it's just an internet test. Yes, I know it wasn't done in a clinic, but both of these internet questionnaires said that I'm, according to them, on the spectrum. And that was shocking to me. Very, very shocking to me. And which led me to ask more questions to her because I trust her judgment. And she suspected it almost since day one that we started talking. Like within a week for sure. And that I didn't sleep much last night, I'll just put it that way. In fact, I just had a nap, and Parker even called me a little shit and woke me up to tell me that he's doing great in his new job. And that's about as detailed into that as I'm going to go. He's doing excellent, so thank you for asking, and they've got their lives that they're happy doing. But anyway, I posted that result to my Facebook, and I said, here's the results. We did 2 different tests that were independent of each other. In other words, the people that made the test are not part of the same team, and they came up with the same conclusion, that I'm on about a 50% chance I would be lightly on the spectrum and highly functional. And that I never thought about myself that way, and I just simply didn't know. And it's still kind of strange to me, but I think, why not talk about it? So no, I have not gone in and had it done professionally at a clinic, and I may or may not do it. I don't know if I will or not. I don't really think it matters. If somebody's autistic, they're just autistic. It doesn't matter if they're highly autistic or slightly. But for me, I got to thinking about it, and it would actually kind of fit, because I am weird. I know I'm weird. I've talked about being weird my whole life, particularly here on YouTube. But being weird is what's made me who I am, and why I do the things I do, because I get really, really angry when people mess with the people I love. And I chose to do something about it, which I wouldn't have chosen being an activist as my way of life, but it is what it is. But everybody's locked down. Almost everybody. Being in Florida myself, we're not nearly as locked down. In fact, there's really no real lockdown. Some people wear masks, some people don't. And the mask topic is very, very touchy to a lot of people, including myself. Some people are of the opinion that masks are necessary and we've got to have them, or else we're never going to get through this. Other people are the exact opposite. And I'll be the first to admit, I know I talk about really, really controversial things. My stance on nonviolent parenting it's getting to be more and more accepted, which I'm glad. But it wasn't always that way, especially when I was being raised, or when I was raising my kids. It was like, why don't you hit the little shits? And it was like, why don't you get over here and let me hit you? Why didn't your wife go ahead and beat your ass? You've been acting up too. You know, that's always the attitude I kept towards that. But I want to open the dialogue, because there's people who've lost friends over the mask issue and the opinions. And I think it's important we open the dialogue, because these lockdowns obviously aren't working. That is a universal truth that we can, I don't see how anybody could disagree with that. They're not working. What started out as 2 weeks to flatten the curve has turned into, well, welcome to the beginning of year 2. And they're still doing it to us. Either it was going to work in the beginning or it wasn't. Well, and you always get the excuse, obviously I'm anti-lockdown. I think it's terrible, and I've got my reasons. Y'all remember how I got so freaking pissed off when people started messing with my kids, stealing my kids, arresting my children, putting me in jail. Well, I'm angry again about the lockdown thing. Like I said in the beginning, my girlfriend lives in England. And you think you've had it tough during the lockdown with your family. You know, there's a joke, even Sade sent it to me. Some lady posted something like, I'm sick of people who either been into my vagina or come out of it. You know, it's kind of a joke, haha, but try doing it by yourself. It's not fun. She's locked down by herself. I'm locked down by myself. It's been over a year. How much longer do we have to do this? I've not worn a mask almost exclusively since day one. I'm not going to. I've got my reasons, and being an American, I don't have to tell you my reasons. It's part of the ADA, the Americans with Disabilities Act. And it's nice to see that people in England are starting to realize, I don't think I need to wear a mask either, because, I mean, some people get sick. I'm not one of those people that's out there screaming, the virus doesn't exist, and MAGA, and virus doesn't exist, and Make America Great Again. I'm not one of those. And if I haven't proven myself on that, then I don't suppose there's any hope. But you're not going to believe me no matter what. But I'm not saying there's not a virus or multiple viruses or even possibly biological human man-made viruses done on purpose. I don't know. There might be. I don't know. It's kind of like God. You know, there might be a God and there might not be a God. I don't know. That is controversial in and of itself, and I'm not trying to make any religious people upset by stating such things, because a whole lot of people have posted and commented and called and texted and however me saying, I'm praying for you, Caleb. I'm praying for your kids. And that means a lot to me, even though I don't believe the same way they do. I appreciate it. I'm willing to be open to the possibility that maybe it does help. I posted on my Facebook, you know, that I'm 6 months sober. And people are saying, hey, glory to God, praise God, and I'm going to keep praying for you. And I'm like, thanks. Thanks. I appreciate that. I really do. Maybe it does some good. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But I just lost my train of thought because I just saw something in the comment section. I'm just going to turn the comment section off. I wish I could, because I'm not ready to go there just yet. I'll get there, but I'm not ready to go there just yet. Going through lockdowns by myself, away from my girlfriend, has not been fun, and I'm real vocal about it. I've dropped F-bombs routinely, particularly on Facebook. I don't agree with the lockdowns. I'm not saying there's no virus, but washing your hands is something we all learned as children. And the argument comes, that's where I was at, the argument comes up, well, if everybody would just, well, I think we've all proven no matter what the case is, nobody is just going to do everything that one person has, one person's idea. They're not going to do it. I've got my reasons for not wearing a mask, and I don't have to tell you what those reasons are. People in England have reasons they don't want to wear a mask, and they now are starting to not wear a mask, and the laws are obviously different. Over here, just say I've got a medical exemption, and legally nobody can ask you what that medical exemption is because of the ADA. And you know, that's something that was pushed hard for, I don't know, back in the 80s, I think, really hard for privacy, which I'm a big fan of privacy. You know, I'm obviously not a big fan of government and government intervention. Almost everything they touch to turns to crap. But, you know, if they wanted to push the ADA and have an exemption, then okay, well, I have an exemption. I've got a medical exemption, and I don't have to prove it to you. I don't have to prove squat. But it's obviously not working. Even if, okay, I started to say, even if you could get everybody, you can't do that. You can't get everybody to put a mask on. Even the people I see wearing masks, they're not wearing them properly. Everybody wears a chin mask, and that seems to suffice everybody. It does absolutely no good. This did not go how I wanted it to, and it's kind of irritating me. Well, I guess what it boils down to is I'm sober now, and I'm happy about it, and I want to tell people about it. I want to celebrate, and I want to encourage more people in this world that glorifies getting drunk and going to bars, and even like pop culture with you know, Garth Brooks. Shardae's a huge Garth Brooks fan. Believe it or not, an English woman is a Garth Brooks fan. We're listening to Garth Brooks, and he's got a lot of bar songs, honky tonks, and all that stuff. And I just have to appreciate the music for what it is. But I want to encourage more people that if I can do it, you can too. That sort of thing. And of all times, usually my go-to is when I get stressed. That's what caused my drinking in the first place, was stress. My kids being taken from me, my whole world being turned upside down. And if I can quit mid-COVID drinking, then anybody can, because this is stressing me out. Really, really stressing me out. How long would you like to go without seeing your loved ones just because your neighbor said, I think it's a good idea to shut down? I don't like death. Look at me. Okay, enough with your virtue signaling. Nobody wants to see anybody die. Nobody. The vast majority of people don't want to hurt anybody. We want to be left alone and do our thing. And if breathing threatens somebody else, then what are we supposed to do? Hang ourselves? I mean, really? Is just so we don't infect other people? Because that seems like with the whole double masking thing, some people in high places with power are actually calling for triple masking. How much do you want to gag yourselves? How many people do you want to gag for how many hours a day for how long of a period of time before you see the results you want to see? Because so far, what started out as 2 weeks to flatten the curve, I mean, as much as I hate the idea of being told what to do, if I honestly believed that was going to do it in the first place, it would actually work, yeah, but I just don't think it's going to work. It just doesn't work that way. Are you a doctor, Caleb? No. I didn't even diagnose my own self with autism. I don't even know if I truly am, is because I have not been formally diagnosed, but I've got common sense. I can see the world around me. I can see a lot of really, really rich people getting a lot more richer, more rich or richer, I don't know which it is, a lot more wealthy, and a lot of poor people getting a lot more poor. Fortunately for me, 2020 was a great year for me, and this year's 2021, and it's already got gangbusters. Business-wise for me, I can't complain. But what good is money if my relationship is strained because I haven't seen my girlfriend? We've been on lockdown, yeah, February. It's been a year. How are we supposed to just keep this up? What like Boris Johnson, that dude, that orange, the UK orange prime minister, he just keeps saying, well, 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks comes by, and no, I think it needs to be 3 months. Oh, no, it needs to be 2 months. Oh, no, it needs to be 3 months. He keeps changing it. In fact, he's changing it so much that English people that I know, particularly Charday, some people pick up on patterns, and she's almost got to the point she can almost nail it, what he's going to say and when he's going to renege on it. How much longer do we have to do this before you people, do maskers, that I like to call them, accept the fact that this isn't working, and your opinion that we should be shut down is affecting me personally? It's affecting my girlfriend personally. How do you know we haven't already gotten sick and gotten the antibodies? And if these shots work, then why can't the people with shots go ahead and go about their daily lives and open their shops back up and get their employees back to working and get their family businesses back going? And why can't we do that? Well, the government's going to pay for it. Okay, the government doesn't provide shit. Yes, your check comes from them if you're getting some kind of subsidy, but the only reason they have it to give is because they took it from you in the first place in the form called taxation. There's no, or I say no, the number of businesses, the number of daily transactions, whether it's a mega corporation or a mom and pop shop, have obviously gone dramatically down. The tax revenue's gone down. You can only print so much money, and then look what happens there. Oh, there's another topic I could bring into this. I just noticed that the price of Bitcoin hit yet another all-time high. Like 20 minutes before I went live, I got a notification that it was $58,700 per Bitcoin. And if you've been noticing finally, in the last year or two, particularly last 6 months, when Bitcoin is just shooting through the roof, it's finally getting some mainstream attention. If you're wondering, well, I can't afford a $58,000 Bitcoin. Here's the good news. You don't have to. You can buy half a Bitcoin. You can buy 0.1 Bitcoin. You can buy 0.0000001 Bitcoin. They're called Satoshis. And I'm not a Bitcoin expert. I own some Bitcoin, and no, I'm not going to tell you how much. That irks me when people ask me, well, how much Bitcoin do you have? How much Ethereum do you have? Okay, what position does your wife like to take it at night? That's kind of like asking that. Don't ask stupid stuff like that, because I'm not going to answer that. I own cryptocurrency. Maybe I own a bunch, maybe I own a little bit. It doesn't really matter how much I own. The fact is, it keeps going up, and again, I'm not a crypto expert, but I've been following Bitcoin since about 2011, 2012, when it was literally like 3 cents. 3 pennies. For 3 pennies, you could get yourself a whole Bitcoin. For a whole buck, you could get, I don't know what, 33 Bitcoins. There was famously a pizza bought in 2012 for like 10,000 Bitcoins. 58,000 times 10,000 is a lot of damn money. I can't even do that much math in my head. The $50 million pizza that was bought and paid for back 11, 12 years ago. And now, cryptocurrency is going through the roof. And it's only going to get bigger. And here's another little factoid. Libertarians are the people who started cryptocurrencies. Libertarians are the ones who promoted it. Libertarians, and it is a way to get around the printing of money. And that brings us full circle into, woo, we had a wave there. That brings us into the jobs being lost, and the only way you're getting your government check is because they just go burp, burp, burp. They hit a few buttons, and magically a bunch of money just comes out of thin air. That's one of the criticisms of Bitcoin. Well, it's not even real. It's just made out of thin air. Well, yes and no. There are only available in the program itself 21 million Bitcoins to ever be printed or made. I'm not going to bore everybody with the science behind it, because A, I don't know it all, and B, that's not the point. The point is, it's non-counterfeitable. There's no such thing as making a fake Bitcoin. And I'll put this challenge out there: if you can make a fake Bitcoin, a counterfeit Bitcoin, and prove it, I will send you my entire stash of Bitcoin. That's a fact. That's a challenge. Go ahead and show me if you can do that, and if you can, I'll send you all of the Bitcoin I have. It might be 0.00 Bitcoin. I might have 50 Bitcoins. You don't know, because I'm not going to tell anybody. Because, again, there's certain parts of my life, believe it or not, that are private. Now, like, how are the kids? They're great. Anything after that is private. If they want to talk about it, they'll talk about it. So, anyways, again, this didn't go exactly how I thought it was going to go. I wanted to have a celebration on the water. And how often do YouTubers go live from the Atlantic Ocean? Shanna Jackson, has it snowed where you are, Caleb? No, I am in Florida. It snowed where the kids are. Jack Bear, I don't know Bitcoins. Well, I do. Uh-oh, Sade, what's behind my back? Oh, my little net. You like my net? This holds all my goods, not all my food, but the food that won't fit in there goes up here. Roy Plummer Wicker, Don Lyman, not trying to be judgmental, but why are you still asking for donations via membership if you're currently making so much money and have a stash of crypto? I don't think, Don, that I've even brought that up, asking for memberships. But now that you mentioned, if you would like to become a member for like $5, you can become a member if you'd like to. That wasn't even a question. It was just an offer. And, you know, if some people don't like it, fine. Oh, show the gummy stash. Yeah, this is the stash of gummies that I didn't even throw them away. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. They've never been opened. I gave up gummies about, what was that, Sade, about 3 weeks ago? What I did was I ate an entire bag and I sent her an empty picture, and she proceeded to tell me and demonstrate to me just how much sugar was in one and that I was going to die soon if I didn't stop. So I just can't bring myself to throw them away. They're perfectly good gummy bears. One of these bags is even a bag from England, and English gummy bears aren't as bad for you as Americans are. Wick Rose, that $5 for membership can help Caleb with his boat when he got stuck and cost him tons to call the Coast Guard to lift him out. It could, yeah. Again, I don't remember asking for anybody, asking me for memberships. I have in the past. If you would like to become a member, sure, it might help me get something to mount my camera so I don't have to do it with my formerly diesel stained fingers. Jeff Chornako, a man can never have too much gummy bears. I was right there with you. That's why I have this monster one. I was telling Sade, this is not even the biggest bag. This is what, 1.8 pounds. I've bought 5 pound sacks of gummy bears, and these are only like 4 ounces. But I have not had, I'm not saying I'll never eat that. See, there's what we're talking about from Sahar Gossi. Where's Parker? He's at work, I guess. Saya Daiki, I appreciate your existence. Well, thank you. I appreciate your existence. Jack Bear 163, I would like to move to Florida. Less restrictions down there. Just my opinion. No, that's not just opinion. That's an actual provable fact. If you're moving to Florida to escape the frigid cold air in Texas, I've been sending pictures of myself in my shorts to the kids all last week, and just rubbing it in on how lovely it is here while they're all freezing. But oh yeah, the further south you go towards Florida or Miami, the worse it gets. Shanna Jackson, would you rather win the lottery or have the perfect job? I'd rather have the perfect job. Coincidentally, I actually do have a perfect job, and I got that job almost by accident, and I've talked about that in 2 or 3 lives ago, and I can't really talk about it because I don't know if my employer wants to be publicly known with as being associated with me, because I am kind of a controversial person. I became a member, but did not hear from you in a month. Thought you left the sailing. No, yeah, that's a good point, Roy. Something happened. I'm trying to think how I can say this. I have to, believe it or not, I have to be careful what I say. I got out just fine, and something happened in between, and I was, this little phone doesn't have very much memory, and that's part of the reason. And there's another reason that I can't talk about, and I had to lay low for just a little bit for a reason. But if you just can't be a member because of don't get on enough, I understand. I really do. I mean, I'm not being sarcastic. I think I might be a member of one YouTube channel, maybe. Don't know what that means. Indigo Spirit, Florida or Texas? I'm from Texas. I live in Florida. KK, get into Pi coin, guys. Pi. 3.1415926. That's as far as I can go with pi. Did you know that pi is the circumference of any circle divided by the diameter of the exact same circle, and it's always the exact same answer, and it never ends. 3.1415926, and it goes on to infinity. Which do you like better? I like Florida much, much better. I got burned in Texas by that douchebag Ken Paxton, the Attorney General there, and that's still not over. Don Lyman, where are you planning on going for your first real sail? Did you get a new dinghy? My first real sail, I had already planned on going to Miami, which is where my first location of my new job was. I was planning on sailing down there, but I found out really quickly that I've not got enough experience, and so I didn't. And did I get a new dinghy? No, I gave that one away to old man Freddie, the friend I made there in the yard, and he was going to try to glue it back together. I did, and I can show you all this in here in just a second. In fact, I'll just do it right now. I did get a kayak, and I did a live about this a couple weeks ago. It's going to be noisy, so let me go ahead and turn y'all around. I don't know how much of this you're going to hear, but I'll just show you the kayak, and I'll do a walk to the front, and then I'll come back. So give me about 30 seconds or a minute, and y'all can let me know in the comments on whether or not you're hearing it or not. So turning around, trying to protect the microphone. This is my kayak. It's 10 feet long. It will hold 250 pounds, so 75 pounds, so me plus 75 pounds. There's the back cockpit. There's my oar. There's my vent. This chair is what I would love to be sitting in to do my live, but it's too windy out here. Turning it around. I know it's windy. I know. I'm not going to stay out here long. This is me in my chair, and I know that wind is just driving y'all crazy, so I'm going to go back in. There's my kayak. Oh. Sorry, I told you it'd be windy. So, nice boat you have there from Bonnie Johnson. Thank you. I love my tiny little boat. I can hear you even in the wind. Okay, well, I wasn't sure. I cut my hand over it. Whenever I'm filming Parker versus the Man, that's part of one of the biggest complaints I see on there is can't hear, damn wind. I mean, I'm literally having to cup my hand over it. Like when I talk to Sade at night and I read her to sleep with the Harry Potter. This, my mast, there's ropes inside of there. And there's ropes on the outside, and the wind's died, believe it or not, the wind has died down significantly, but it'll go clank, 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 and it is so loud and obnoxious. You can hear it a little bit now, but it's not nearly as bad as it was. And yes, I read her to sleep almost every night, not every night, but I read her to sleep, and I read Harry Potter, and that's another more reason that I'm irritated that these stupid lockdowns will not end, because I'm tired of only being able to read to her over the phone. I want to read to her in person. And these stupid lockdowns, because people are just scared of life, they're scared of their own shadows. For whatever reason, they think, well, we just locked down a little longer, a little longer, a little longer. We are entering year 2, people. We have just entered year 2, and it's still locked down, and it's, according to the media, we're still got all kinds of people getting sick and people being in hospitals, but anyway, I'll get off that. I don't think he's autistic, do you? Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. This is why I think he's autistic. That's a secret. Oh, well, that's from Sade. For y'all that don't know, yes, Sade Lewis is my girlfriend, and yes, it's been very rough, and well, it's just been tough. It's been really tough, and I'm kind of, without tooting our own horn, my own horn, I'm proud of both of us for getting through what we've gotten through. And I'm just saying, let's start the dialogue. If you're in England, and I know I've got more than just Sade that watches me in England. If you're in England, try going to Tesco's without the mask. And you're going to be greeted by a zombie that's just going to instinctively say, you need a mask. And he might even reach into the community bucket and just offer you a nasty mask. And if you'd have put that nasty mask on and infect yourself, he wouldn't care if you get sick. He just has to see that you're...
You got trouble with that left, you can't carry some passport, and it's hard to say what to say, and so I need everybody And you could so awkward.
See what I did there? We can't hear you, Caleb. Yeah, no kidding. We can't hear you when you've got those stupid face muzzles on. We're our human beings. I think we're a weird species anyway. We're not meant to wear muzzles for over a year at a time. That's not normal. Oops, where did I put my effing glasses? I'm trying not to cuss on here way too much, but sometimes I just have to drop an F-bomb. See, KK, LOL, they're brainwashing us. When I see a picture of a coffee or restaurant of 2018 full of people without masks, seems strange. Yeah, it does. All of a year and a half ago, that was wild and crazy. Olden days when people walked in there without a mask. That's where I was getting. If you happen to be in England, walk into a place without a mask. And again, your laws are a little bit different, so find the libertarian type people there, or that are just anybody, normal person that's fed up with wearing the mask, and say, I've got asthma. I've got a medical condition. I can't. I'm medically exempt. Just say you're exempt. And what that does is you assert who you are. You have a right as a free, beautiful, independent human being with a mind of your own to walk into wherever you want. If the owners haven't banned you, it is private property. If they hadn't banned you from being there for causing a disturbance or whatever, you can go in wherever you want. And it's none of their business what your medical problem is. But when you do that, you assert yourself to walk in as if you're sick, stay home. That's a universal rule that's been around ever since I can remember my whole life. But other people will notice. They'll notice, hey, she's not wearing a mask. Did you see that guy? He's walking around with a mask and nobody's saying anything. Because when I pull up to places, the first thing I do anymore is I look around, and I'm not going to wear the mask anyway, and I prefer to just mind my own business, walk in, get my stuff, and leave. And if I'm sick, and I know I'm sick, I'm not going to go anywhere. Well, one of the symptoms is showing no symptoms. Well, my God, if everybody's sick, then everybody's sick. We're all going to die, so what's the freaking point? But anyway, you walk into a place without a mask, and other people are like, hey, that person did it. Nothing happened to them. So they try it. And then the chain reaction is, well, okay, I went all day today and went to Sainsbury's and Tesco's, and I saw 3 people with no masks, and nothing happened to them. Because the rules in England are getting like draconian. Like, you can walk through a park, but you can't sit down on a bench, or else face a 60-pound fine, and they up that to 200-pound fines. Who has that kind of money left anymore? If all the jobs are gone, the mom and pops are just drying up left and right. People don't have it. Nobody has that kind of money. Not that many people have that kind of money just lying around. They say, oh, I'll just send an extra 200 pounds for holding a cup of coffee. Some asshole cop on a power trip say, well, that's you're having a picnic, and you can't have a picnic because I'm a police officer and I've got authority over you. See my badge? It says I have special rights and I can take money from you because you disobeyed the Queen. And yes, I know it's not the Queen, but you know what I mean. The MPs, as y'all call them, the rule makers over there. Jocko Boy 2, hello from Sweden. Hello, Jocko Boy. I've seen your name before. People get arrested in the stores and they don't wear a mask and get labeled Karen. Yeah, we're all Karens. Little bruh. Being forced to wear face diapers. Yes, why do it? If those face diapers work so well, then if you're a proponent of it, if it works for you, just put it on. Just wear it all you want to. I'm not saying you can't. If you want to wear a mask, go right ahead. Wear the mask. But if it works so well and it really protects you, they call that PPE, personal protection equipment. If it really protects you that well, then you shouldn't have anything to worry about because your PPE is protecting you. I, on the other hand, got my own little version of PPE. This is a little piece of personal protection equipment I like to call a folding blade knife, and I carry it everywhere. And usually it's just for use as tools, because I use it to scrape and cut things, and obviously, but in a pinch, it sure make an easy way to just flop it out. And it's got these nice little knobs on here. I can just flick it out with one hand, and bam, instantly. Personal protection equipment. I'm protecting myself from potential muggers and overzealous assholes that want to attack me for not wearing a mask. Then I can defend myself with my own version of PPE. Bonnie Johnson face diapers. Well, that's what it is. It's a face diaper. I'm sorry. This is indeed terrible. I'm not sure what you mean. Which part, Don Lyman? Which part is terrible? Lene Oxley, you can, but they stopped flights to go to China. I don't keep up with that, to be quite honest with you. My girlfriend doesn't live in China, so it's not in my best interest of me personally to keep up with what's happening in China. But no, Shanna, but that has been hilarious. Okay, I'm in Gallipolis, Ohio. That's from Fire EMS Guy. Cool, got a Fire EMS guy here. Charday says it's illegal to fly holiday at the moment. If you lie about your travel reason, you face 10 years imprisonment. Yeah, no kidding. 10 years. If you, as a beautiful, free, independent human being who owns your own body, make up your mind that you would like to go do something that harms nobody else, threatens nobody else, and Big Brother decides to pull you over and question you, where have you been? What are you doing out there? And you decide that you don't want to tell Big Brother because you don't want to go into some kind of concentration camp for possible nasty, scary virus concentration. You tell a lie. You could face up to 10 years in the pokey for daring to lie to the authority. Well, here's a little secret. For every one of those little people with costumes and a badge and people that want to boss you around and make rules for you and get their henchmen to enforce their rules since they're too cowardly to do it themselves, for every one of them, there's about 10,000 of us. So they're counting on, we will just threaten everybody equally. If you lie to us and you travel to do something as dastardly as go and see your mother, it's going to be 10 years. And they expect you to be afraid and shiver in your boots. And I'm here to tell you, they're threats. They're threatening you. And that's all they are. They're just threats. Just take it for what it is. Yeah, they can take out one or two of us. They could take out a couple dozen. They can't imprison everybody. Everybody who goes to see their mom or take their little doggy to the beach is not a criminal, and we're not super spreaders. That's another one of those words that I like to get out there. He's a super spreader. Look at him. And again, I'm not one of those MAGA people. I'm not a Trump supporter, and I'm on a very long record of criticizing President Trump because he's done a lot of things that are criticize worthy. And I know a lot of his followers are just as mindless drone as some of the masker zombies, but I'm not here to even criticize that because some of my friends are Trump supporters. Coincidentally, some of my friends are Barack Obama supporters, and some of them are even Biden-Harris supporters. And we get along, and sometimes we have debates, and sometimes we just choose not to talk about it. So, but the point is, don't try to lump me in there with those type of people, because I promise that's not what it is. Samuel Christian Stop Go on his channel. Thanks, Wicca. Okay. Fire EMS guy. I got to take her to the emergency room, guys. Bye. Uh-oh. I come to see my grandma all the time. I'm doing just fine. I assume you are talking in something else that I wasn't privy to. Bonnie Johnson. My husband carries a knife wherever he goes. I carry mace and a taser wherever I go as well. We Toledo people have to protect ourselves, especially those who live in bad neighborhoods. Everybody has a right to protect themselves, to defend themselves. Every single human being has got a right to protect themselves. Lena Oxley, yeah, true, but it's a plus. Wicker Rose. Samel, is that Samel? Yeah, Samel. I can see why you enjoy being out on the sea alone now, away from all the crazy stuff. Yes, exactly right. Yes, this is what I love to do. I'm just going to cup it again, and I'm going to take my glasses off, and I'm going to free ball it and be all crazy and just step out of my casa, since this is where I live. This is where I sleep there, and I eat there, and I do my business in there. And when I want to step outside, I go all crazy and free ball it, and I don't put on a mask. And I'm not going to put on a mask. And you know what? It harms absolutely nobody, me standing out here without a freaking mask on. And that mask doesn't sit there and rub all over my face and cause spots and zits and get full of all kinds of bacteria, because any bacteria that's in my mouth right now that's speaking is flying out into the wind. Because the next thing you know, they're going to say, well, you see those people in those boats over there? The wind's flowing that way, Caleb. And you could possibly, see that cough, Caleb? You could possibly have just been a super spreader and sent your germs all the way across the ocean. And believe it or not, there's people that'll believe it. I still follow the San Antonio news stations, and they post these pictures, these frightening pictures of a story they want to cover, and it's a big panoramic shot of all of downtown San Antonio, and they put in these gigantic looking blown up viruses like the size of a meteor hovering over, and people think it's real. They really think it's real, and they do that on purpose because they want you to think it's real. Again, I'm not saying there's no such thing as viruses, and if you're sick, just go home. Go see your doctor. That's what doctors are for. Doctors are good at healing sick people. Go see your doctor. You get sick, stay home and go see your doctor. When you get well, feel free to join us back in society. Let me grab my glasses again. So anyways, 47 minutes. We've got about 12, 13 minutes left. Any virus can be spread across the ocean. Oh yeah, you heard it here first, folks. I need to be prosecuted and put in jail for everybody over there. I have no idea who's over there, but I need to be prosecuted and put in jail for being a super spreader. It's absolutely ridiculous. Now, Vaughn Johnson, sailing sounds like great therapy. It's a good way to escape all the craziness of this wacky world. It is. If you have gone through the family court, I can personally vouch for myself that this is an excellent way of getting therapy for yourself. It's a hell of a lot cheaper, especially in the long run, than a shrink. And obviously there's all kinds of different traumas. Everybody experiences different kinds. For me, this is really, really therapeutic. Simply Dan L. Reen, as Fauci said, fear is a great controller of people. I don't know if Fauci said that, but it is. It's true. I don't like Fauci, but it's true. And if he did say that, he's not the first one. That's a well-known propaganda tool, is to use fear, because fear sells. Don Lyman, I absolutely support Second Amendment, and I know you do too. I do. Second Amendment for my English friends. The Second Amendment of the United States Constitution says the right of the people to bear arms shall not be infringed. And there's a little thing called a period after that. There's not a comma or anything like that. How will you handle boat security when sailing to countries that would throw you in jail for having a firearm? Don, that is a very good question. I'll be honest with you. There's a reason I'm staying in Florida at the moment. I would like to be able to go sail abroad eventually, but in Florida, I can have this. I can have this right here, and nobody cares. I mean, it's more PPE, it's more personal protection equipment, but Some people say you can check them, like when you go to the Bahamas. A lot of Americans obviously do that, and so they say you check them in, let the authorities know. Which kind of defeats the purpose of having, because what if it's the authorities that come attacking you? But that's a really good question. I don't have the answer to that, and I'm trying to find out. Because the last thing I want to do is be, caught in Spain or somewhere on my way to England and have my PPE here and some pirates with badges calling themselves the Spain Coast Guard or whoever saying, you're a criminal. You can't have that here. Well, why not? Well, because our king said, our president said you can't. The legislature passed laws. You can't do that. I'm here to enforce the laws, regardless of how moral they are. That's a good question, and maybe people in the comment section, once this gets on the on my channel, will maybe somebody out there that is sailing that has a better answer to that than I do. I don't know. Yes, Timmy Tuna has. Timmy Tuna. Thanks, babe. Well, I caught a tuna, my very first tuna ever, and once I finally reeled him in, I had an epiphany, and I felt terrible. Babe, I don't know if I want to get into that. If you like fishing, go fish. I personally don't care for fishing anymore after that experience, and so I'm not going to fish anymore, but I don't really want to go into the reasons as to why, because that will put people to sleep. Might even put me to sleep. Blake Garcia, has the Coast Guard come and harassed you yet? No. I've seen the Coast Guard pass all the time. They're usually really friendly. That's my only experience with them. They just wave to you. Because you keep asking about the kids, I linked the video. Okay, yes, thank you, Wicca. Thank you very much. Roy Plummer, Biden will try to remove your Second Amendment. Well, so far, Trump's the only one who did more damage there by eliminating bump stocks. That's one reason I'm not a Trump supporter. He's infringing on the Second Amendment by making it illegal to have bump stocks. And he does, just because he's a Republican and the Republican Party typically is pro-Second Amendment, he doesn't get a pass just because he happens to be part of the party, because I don't do partisan politics. If you're an asshole and you trample on people's rights, I don't care what letter's next to your name, you're an asshole. Yes, I know, babe. Rest in peace, Timmy. She named the tuna Timmy that I killed and ate. And that's the last fish that I'm ever going to catch and eat, because it's not my thing. Don Lyman, boat security is something that really concerns me. When my husband and I eventually leave the U.S. coastal waters, I'd be afraid to have the firearm. I think you have to just hope for the best. If you were afraid to have your firearm, it's probably the best reason in the world to have a firearm. Because the people usually that come and attack you aren't just random muggers. Hi from Northern Ireland, Michelle Franklin. Hi, Michelle. I was the 100th like. Shay Trash. Shay Trash, that's an interesting name, Shay Trash. Samuel, Christian Roach, because you were asking stuff where the answer is right in front of you, but you still go on his live stream and disturb everyone. Yes, thank you. We're not talking, I assume they're talking, axing how the kids are. Do you like the snow? Nope. Don't like the snow. I appreciate snow, and I appreciate polar bears who love snow, and I appreciate Olympic skiers and people who snow ski for fun. It's just not my thing. The older I get, the less I like snow, and the more I like the sun on my legs, wearing my fantabulous socks and my new tennis shoes. Actually, they're not new anymore. I've worn them out. I went ahead and wore them while I was redoing my boat. I agree. I don't like parties. I vote by person, from Simply Dan L. Reen. That's... If you're going to vote, then I would say that's probably the better way to go. We could even get into the morality of voting in the first place, but I don't really want to go there. That's a whole new topic. Never speak their mind. Not sure what that means. Michelle Franklin, can you give a little shout out to Abby She likes to watch your videos. Well, hello, Abby. Your mom or sister, whoever Michelle Franklin is, asked me to give you a shout out. Blake, he had a Bitcoin talk earlier. Oh, somebody bringing Bitcoin back up. First name, last name. Hello, hope you're doing well. I'm sober, 6 months today. I'm doing excellent. Marafic PL. Caleb is the best YouTuber. Not kidding. I'm not the best YouTuber. No, I'm not. Thank you. You're very kind. I appreciate that. My name is Shay, and my brothers say I'm bad at video games, so that's how I got my name, LOL. That's a good reason. You know, my email address is crankmycat@gmail.com. And when I came up with that name 13 years ago, it was funny. I didn't realize I was going to have to tell everybody in the world when I signed up for something new. What's your email address? crankmycat@gmail.com. And I always have to feel like I got to justify it. It's not a porn site, but I was a Caterpillar mechanic back years ago. There's Trick My Truck and Pimp My Ride were hilariously great shows, and people just thought they were funny, and I just thought I was funny. Say, oh, Crank My Cat, I'm a Caterpillar guy, and it stuck. I like Caleb's videos as well. Caleb, you rock. Well, thank you, Bonnie. Jeff Chornico, we just had a wicked snowstorm here in Manitoba. It's God dang, man, you're in Manitoba. Don't y'all always have y'all let all your snow bleed down into Texas? Sade is slapping her face at me. Oops. Simply Dan Elreen, I love what you're doing. My son wishes he could. I love seeing you looking so good and content. It's really nice. It's really nice having that part of my life over with. I'm glad you brought that up. I encourage people who've going through just now entering the family court where I was a decade and a half ago. Hang in there. It's going to try you in ways you've never thought, and some people actually do give up, and it's really unfortunate. And I'm here to prove that yes, my boat is tiny, but I made it through the family court system, and I live on the ocean in a boat, and all my kids are doing great, and they call me. We talk on a regular basis, so hang in there. It's worth it. Cheryl Tag, great video. Thank you. Cheryl, are you Kristen's mama? I think you're Kristen's mama. Congratulations. Thank you, Wicca. I'm really happy on my sobriety. This is just... The kids are really happy for me, too. I post the most random stuff on my YouTube channel that some people say no one cares about, but I rarely post, okay? Roy Plummer, can you rescue your girlfriend and me from England in your boat? If it comes to that, if that's what I have to do, you know, the equivalent of, oh shit, with Blaine, here we go, San Antonio. Oh shit, here we go. I gotta go to England. If I have to, I will. I'd rather not, but if I have to. Man, am I like way behind on comments or what? 6 months sober, yeah. New York has some ice last week, but not as much as my family in Texas. Cassie Ranny, hi, I'm Cassie. Hi, Cassie. We shouldn't allow our political opinions as an excuse to kill people of color. I would say we shouldn't allow our political opinions to kill people, period. No, let's don't kill people, because killing people is awful. So you probably don't want to hear this, and just wondering, does Caleb and the kids visit their mom? You're right. I'm not going to talk about that. That's completely inappropriate, and I'm not talking about that. And if you're new, then I'm not yelling at you per se. I'm not trying to yell at me, but yeah, it's called gossip. And when you talk about the relationship of somebody else that has with somebody else, that's called gossip, and I'm not a gossiper. And I'm sure your question was asked innocently, and I'm not yelling at you. I'm just trying to teach. There's certain aspects about my life and my children's life that is private, and I will not talk about, and I'm not a gossiper anyway. So I want gummy bears. Well, you can come have mine because I don't want them anymore. I mean, I do want them, but I was going to throw them away, I really was, but I decided, I mean, it's not the end of the world if I eat a few gummy bears, but if I'll just eat a few gummy bears on a normal, like regular basis and not as many as I was, then I've got enough gummy bears probably last me the rest of my life because I've got a shitload of gummy bears. Cassie Randy, I felt sorry for Parker. Well, thank you, but no sense. He's doing great. Like, he's really, really doing great. Hello, put your log book, Dover. Oh, put it, I don't know what that means. I don't carry a logbook. Maybe I'm supposed to. Chill out, find Caleb boat, and eat his hoarding stash of gummy bears. Yes. Shay Trash, I have to go and have a good day. And happy 6 months of sobriety. Thank you very much. I am loving it. Okay, I understand. Sorry for asking. Okay. Again, I wasn't yelling. Sometimes I do yell, but you were being very polite. And some people like come on here and like demand that I just, you put your family stuff out there. I demand you tell me what happened. Tell me. No. Yeah, I hear you. Gee, I'm gonna have to just go. Gosh, I admire you for being so calm and still being able to answer all these questions and the stuff about your family situation. Wow, I would go crazy so fast. I'm just, I don't really talk about my I mean, the only really situation I'm talking about as far as family is my family is Charday and her adorable little doggy. She has got and I'm going to butcher this, and I'm never going to hear the end of it, a Imperial Karashishi teacup Shih Tzu. And she weighs 5 pounds, and her name is Margie, and she is the cutest dog ever born in the world of all time. And she dresses her up, and she's just got a little personality of her own. She's so sweet. I have a joke. You do. T. Gilly Sweet, her suit. I have a joke. The government is excellent and uses your tax dollars efficiently. R. Okay, I understand. I go through the same thing. I'm a kid. Okay, fair enough. Official, Jules, and Sod FP4. Forever. I can't say your name. Lene Oxley, you can be stupid and sneak without knowing anything about the topic and people listen, but you can be smart and not say anything at all. I don't know if I should be complimented or offended. I'm not sure what that means. I mean, maybe you weren't even talking to me. Charday Wicca, he can't let go of those gummies, can he? Dang, babe. Well, you like gummies too. Okay, fine. Since I can't let go of those gummies, let's see. That's not it. That's not it. Where's that? That's not it. Where is it? I'm gonna find it. Oops, my towel just fell. Damn it, where'd it go? Well, I can't find it, but Charday sent me some gummies from England, and I've still got them. So yeah, I can't let them go, babe. You're the one that sent some of them to me. I'm glad you found the love of your life, Charday. You deserve all the happiness in the world. She is. Thank you. It's just been really hard. Get your hands off my stuff right now. By the way, I know that this is very random, but have you ever been to Germany? Those gummy bears reminded me of that. No, but Haribo, I'm pretty sure, is made in Germany. Yeah. Manufactured for Haribo of America Incorporated, made in Germany. So, yeah. I love gummy bears, but she instructed me or showed me how bad they were for me about, what was it, babe, about 3 weeks ago, and I've not had any since. For fuck's sake, he's gonna chuck my stuff. No, I won't, I promise. Okay, this guy's fine. Will Rose is saying rude things to me. Wicca Rose, I think you mean. And Ricka is not trying to be rude, I promise you. Wicca Rose is one of my Whomping Willows. In other words, she's one of my moderators, and she is doing as I asked her to do. And if you're asking about my kids, I'm not going to talk about that. And if you just keep bringing it up, she's just going to block you. Bernie Adams watching from the UK. Hello, Bernie. You're exactly the top person I want to talk to. Bernie Adams, tell me, have you ever lately, or do you ever walk in anywhere in England without a mask? And if you haven't, are you willing to try walking somewhere without a mask and talk about it? I think more people need to start talking about this. Jack Wise, hey Caleb, hope you're well, looking good, dude. I'm from the UK and you're one epic dad. Man, UK is thumping, popping tonight. Well, thank you. T. Gilly Suit, I could tell you a joke about the trickle-down economics, but you'd never get 99% of it. Yes! That's called a billionaire joke that poor people don't like me don't usually get. Watching from South Carolina, Kate and Dorothy. Well, thank you. You're very smart, not meaning it the other way. Okay. Well, kids, oh my gosh, I'm 6 minutes over my hour. Bernie Adams. Oh, okay, that's Bernie. No, we have to wear masks! Exclamation point. So they say. The authorities say you have to, but what happens if you don't? Because I personally know somebody up there that has started not wearing the mask. And all you have to say is, I'm medically exempt, or I have asthma. And just walk about, go putter about and get your things, nip in, nip out, and go back home, and nothing happens. Because most people you're going to see in the store are just going to have it around their chin anyways. What difference does it make? Just start free balling, going without it. Tell me how it goes for you. Samel, well, now that everyone's saying where they're from, I'm watching from Germany. That's why I asked. Oh, okay. Well, that's where you're from. You're close to the Haribo plant then. Kathy, you can have a timeout. Okay, I'm not sure what they're talking about there. Wearing a mask, is it a law? Chill out, peep. In a lot of places it is, but in a lot of places it's just a threat. They're just threatening you to see how far you'll go with it. I don't wear a mask. People threaten me all the time. I've been threatened and thrown in jail and have my kids taken me, threatened away. I'm still not going to hit my kids. I'm still not going to pay a bunch of crap to the douchebag attorney general just because he says I have to. It's law that I pay him. I'm still technically a deadbeat dad, but I don't give two shits what he says. I know the truth and I'm not paying it. Jack Wise, it's Diarrhea Awareness Week. This week starts for Monday, runs till Friday. Wah, wah, wah. Nothing happens. We can wear an exempt card. Okay, good. Start freeballing, man. Assert your rights. Go out there in somewhere, wherever you are in England, and just walk in, mind your own business, get your things done, bring your family's food home or whatever it is you're doing, maskless, breathe normally, and other people will tend to take notice. They'll think, hey, that guy's not wearing a mask, and it doesn't affect it, nothing happens to him. So I think I'm tired of getting zits all over my nose or whatever, or your chin. I think I won't wear a mask. T. Gilly Suit, Germany is the best European country. It is the only place I would live that isn't the U.S. I wouldn't know. I've not been to Germany. I know Charday has, but I've never been there. I'd like to see Germany someday. I actually wanted to move to the UK, but after this shit that they pulled, imprisoning their own people, telling them they can't come out and go see their family, telling them they can't walk through a park and sit at a park bench lest they be fined 2,000 or 200 pounds. No, I'm not going to retire there and spend my money there. I'm not going to support that kind of crap, that kind of behavior. Chill out, peep. I don't wear a mask either. Yes! Keep it up. If you do need a mask, if you are doing surgery, wear a mask. Because that's what the the doctor school taught you to do. When I was a mechanic and I was in certain situations where there's a bunch of dust or toxic chemicals or whatnot, I would absolutely wear a mask because it was necessary for the job. And you know what happens when that job is over and there's no more threat of me inhaling harmful chemicals into me? I take the mask off and put it away. Up to 10,000 pounds. Maybe. I'd not heard that. I've heard 10 years in prison. But even if it is 10,000 pounds or 10 million pounds, how many people, nobody has that kind of money just lying around. Almost nobody. The rich do, and they'll just pay it. Bonnie Johnson, I'm happy about sobriety of 6 months. I am too. Congrats, sir. 6 months is a great milestone. I'm barely scraping through 2 months, but I know it'll get better. Think I gotta sell or throw away all my glass. It's just sitting there tempting me. Ashton Lowe. Oh, Ashton, congratulations. 2 months, man. For me personally, it's not been a struggle. I never liked alcohol to begin with. I just started doing it because I was depressed, and I kept doing it because I used it to go to sleep. I really got sick off of it all the time. So if that works for you, getting rid of the glass, get rid of the glass. For me personally, I just acknowledged how sick I felt, and of course, if you've been sober 2 months, I would imagine your experience was similar to mine. And when you're starting to sleep, for me, like a week, it was awful. I did those dry sweat or those wet. I'm getting my wet sweats and my dry dreams, my wet dreams and my dry sweats all mixed up. But anyway, yeah, you know what I mean. It was bad. But if you need to get rid of the glass, if it is tempting to you, get rid of it. And I find it also helpful to talk about it. Talk about it to your friends, your family, online. I think that's the reason I keep posting my monthly milestones, is to encourage others to stop drinking themselves to death, because that's exactly what it's doing. Emily Kelly, it's necessary for our country wear a mask. No, it's not. You think that. You've been told that. But you've been told that for going into 2 years now. No, it's not. And Amelia Quelly, I'm happy to discuss that if you would like to continue this. Natural selection. Yeah, you're right. Okay, if you're wishing me dead, then that's kind of typical of the maskers. A lot of people wish me dead. Those compassionate people that love and want to preserve and not make anybody sick or get ill. Natural selection. That's a code word for just Caleb fucking die. We want you to die, Caleb Everett. That's what that's for. But if that's you showing your true colors, go right ahead. Cooper Pugh. God forbid people have to be told to do anything. Unimaginable for people to sacrifice some of their personal comfort for safety of others. Well, Cooper Pugh, if your method works so well, then why isn't it working so well? What is taking so long? Yeah, Caleb Leverett, stop whining about wah. You haven't seen your girlfriend in over a year. Just quit whining, Caleb. Wear your mask and shut up. The people in charge know what they're doing. Cooper Pugh, brother, sister, whatever you are, wake up, man. You think your government gives a crap about you? They don't. You're tax cattle. That's about it. 1 month no smoking. I quit and so happy. We're all celebrating. Wicca, you finally quit. Yes! Keep it up. Hell yeah. Smoking is just, there's nothing more. I don't even think alcohol is as bad as cigarette smoking for the human body. It's just terrible. And all the cool people, all the rock and rollers can smoke and drink all they want to and promote how cool it is all they want to. I'm still not doing it, and I'm still here to tell you it's stupid and it's not healthy and you're not cool for doing it. But if you're quitting, great job. I quit smoking. I never was a big smoker, but I quit, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago, long time ago. Best thing I ever did. I do still still dip snuff, and no, Longhorn is not paying me to do this. And Shardae's gonna bust my balls a little bit about snuff because she doesn't like it, and I get it because it's kind of gross. But one of these days I'll quit that. 2, I've quit sugar and quit alcohol, quit religion, quit voting. What else do I need to quit? Now I need to quit snuff, and I'll get there. It is not a law. I'm not sure what you mean there. Well done, Wicca. Yes, well done on to stop smoking. Keep it up, and like seriously, when you get tempted, find something to occupy your mind. Keep it up. We want you to live longer. I find it ironic that the people that tell me natural selection, they're just basically saying they want me to die because I'm stupid for not wearing a mask. But here I am literally encouraging people, don't drink yourself to death. Put down the cigarettes. It's you see what's happened. It's so obvious. Watch anybody who's smoked more than 10 years. Half of them are on oxygen tanks. They've got COPD. They're hooked up to those masks overnight. They're just masked up and they have to breathe for them. God, it must be a masker paradise to just be hooked up to a mask all night long. Masks don't work. Clementine 2020. It depends. If you're a doctor who performs surgery and you're trained to use surgical masks, there's a reason they call surgical masks. It's for people who do surgery. And people who do surgery are called doctors, and doctors have to go to school for a long, long time to learn how to use the mask properly and do operating procedures. So in that case, who am I to argue with what a doctor says? If a doctor says he wants to operate on my chest or my whatever and wear a mask, sure. If he thinks it's good, then I'm not going to disagree with that doctor. I myself, as a mechanic, when I would wear masks for certain jobs, like if I was cutting something and there's a bunch of friction, it caused like paint to cause smoke or a bunch of sawdust or metal particles, I'd wear a mask temporarily. They'll work in certain situations, but the idea, you just grab some piece of random cloth and go, oh yeah, we're safe now. Oh, I'm just so safe. You're lying to yourself if you think that actually does any good. You're right. It does not do any good. In that case, it doesn't work. Cooper Pugh, if anything, behold, or being told to wear a mask is a perfect opportunity to show everyone how much of an alpha you are. Yeah, civil disobedience. So cool. It's sad that the problem with authority in this country. It's sad, the problem with authority in this country. I'm not sure what that means. Yeah, I've got a problem with authority. Don't tell me what to do. I don't tell you what to do. Well, I'm not telling you what to do. The politicians are. Well, you elected them. Civil disobedience. Yeah, civil disobedience. You can hate on civil disobedience all you want to. Civil disobedience is the only real proper way of getting your point across. And if you're a religious person, Jesus Christ was probably the most famous person to engage in civil disobedience in history. Rosa Parks is famous for being civilly disobedient. She was not going to give up her seat. She stood in line. She got her seat. She's a human being, and she's going to sit wherever the hell she wants. And good for her. I'm glad she did it. She made a change. So go ahead, Cooper Pugh, and just be a nice little wage slave, and you just keep doing what the authority tells you, regardless of the morality of it, and just see how far that gets you, buddy. Amelia Quelly, I did not wish you dead, okay? I did not wish you dead. I think that if you chose not to wear a mask, then, it's actually then, T-H-E-N, then you are just asking to get sick with an illness that can kill you. Well, I hadn't been sick in 10 years and hadn't worn a mask. I did wear a mask to get on a plane to fly from Texas to Fort Pierce to look at my boat, but other than that, I didn't wear one. And I just decided at that point that I wanted my boat more than I wanted to engage in civil disobedience, and so I chose not to. I mean, even Jesus Christ waited till he was 33 to get crucified.
Okay, fine, fair enough. You did not wish me dead, but you're right. I choose not to wear a mask. I choose to breathe normally and not have a constant restriction on my breathing, leading to even more problems. Most people who wear masks, A, they don't wear them correctly. They wear them around their chins, and that doesn't bother you. Or they grab their old stinky underwear and just wear the same one day in, day out. I mean, I've literally gone, Amelia Quelly, into a store, and the man in front of me didn't have a mask on, and that freaking clerk just about lost her shit, said he had to have a mask. So you know what he did? I thought it was genius. He goes, okay, sorry. And then he went right to doing exactly what he was doing in the first place. And she just had no problem with it. Like, oh my God, okay, well, fine. Okay, he's covered up. When he was done with the transaction, he wasn't even out the door. He just went, all that stuff, whatever his stupid shirt that there's no telling how long he'd washed it, been since he washed it, and it doesn't bother you. That's the problem with it. You can have some moron walk in with a piece of fucking underwear over their mouth, and you feel perfectly safe. And that's your problem. You're part of the problem. T. Gilly Suit. Like I said, I think masks are good, but it should be up to the individual's decision to decide to wear them. Yes, that's all I'm saying. Let anybody who wants to wear a mask, who am I to tell you not to wear a mask? Just stop shutting down the whole country because you're scared to live. Ashton Lowe, thank you for your words. Bless you, man. Okay, well, thank you, Ashton. Samuel, I don't believe that you are 35, almost 36. I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm 43. Congrats, Wicca. Yes, congrats. No smoking. Clementine 2020. Eye mask are all about controlling people. Assuming that meant masked people in power saw the incredible opportunity to let their inner demons come out and the rule over absolutely over people. Yep, that's what it is. It's about control. They don't give a crap about you. They give a crap about controlling you. How's boat life, Jack Wise? It's fantastic. It is absolutely awesome. I love it. It never gets old. Well, I take that back. When I'm in a really crappy storm, it does get a little old, but it's a little windy out at the moment. But for the newcomers, I'm going to have to take my glasses off now because I can't read comments. And newcomers, if you're just joining the live stream, this is what I wake up to every single day. A little boat over here and a bunch of hotels. People over there, and I got a catamaran right there and some more rich people, and that's the ICW because I'm technically not in the Atlantic Ocean. I'd have to like go around. I'd have to go around that bend and go out the inlet, and the ocean is actually just on the other side of that a couple miles, but it's still all salt water. Still get to see my little dolphin buddies. Oops, forgot my glasses. So that's how the boat life is treating me. Uh-oh, some did. Rest in peace, chill out, Pete. Did we lose somebody? Cooper Pugh, I won't tell you what to do. How about you don't tell me what my problem is? You are telling me I need to wear a mask, and you're supporting the douchebag politicians that try to keep the mask policies in place. So yes, you are. AJ Jerson, how are you? I'm living on a boat without a mask, regardless of who it pisses off. And I'm trying to get the conversation going more along the lines of letting up on these restrictions, let people be free and go be with their loved ones and take care of each other. Because unfortunately, yes, it's bad enough for Charday and I going a year without being able to fly and see each other, but at least we are youngish and we have our health. There's a lot of old people dying completely alone because some douchebag politician thought it was a good idea to make everybody a prisoner in their own homes. If you want to wear a mask, by all means, wear an effing mask. What kind of boat do you have? AJ Jerson. I have got it's called a Bayfield 29 foot. It's a cutter rig. It's a sailboat. I'm not sure how far or how much you know about sailboats, but it's got a full keel. It's designed for deep water sailing. Where it lacks in beauty per se and efficiency, it makes up for. It's basically like sailing a small tank. My papa bought a boat before he passed. Oh, chill out, Pete. Oh, okay, rest in peace. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought she was being sarcastic. Yes, I'm sorry to hear about your papa. It's good to leave church religion. This is from Clementine 2020. They have it all wrong, but don't stop reading the Bible and using strong concordance to see what the words are in Hebrew. Again, I'm agnostic. There might be a God, there might not. I think religion, again, I'm not shitting on any religion, but religion to me is a way for the unthinkable to be justified. The things that people didn't understand, what happens after death, because so many people do fear death. I think it's just stories made up to comfort people and ultimately to control people. So I'm not saying there is no God, because there very well could be. I don't have any proof. I have a 1991 Sea Ray 185. A 185? Dang. So is it 18 feet long or 85 feet long? You lost me there. Wow, that's massive if it is. I'm not a sailboat expert, by the way. Clementine 2020, I left organized religion too. There's too much narcissism that goes on in these places, and it always starts with the leadership. Yes, and believe it or not, that's just a characteristic of massive groups of people in general, whether it's churches or governments, unfortunately. Blessings, Caleb, sending hugs from Miami, Florida. Well, thank you. Bless. Okay, I'm not sure. I'm fine. Nothing happened to me personally. But thank you. I'm just 2 hours north of you, so you know what it's like to be nice and warm. Isn't blindly following a religion the same as blindly following a mask order? Yeah, pretty much, Cooper. Yeah, that's why I said I'm not religious. Hope you weren't trying to put words in my mouth saying that I am, because I'm not. I was raised religious. I was raised Christian, Baptist Christian. I've just simply done seen the light and realized it's a bunch of crap. And unfortunately, I personally know some of the retired people at one of the churches I used to go to who later learned and had an epiphany themselves after 30 years in the clergy, realizing it's a bunch of crap. But you know what they did? They finished out their tenure and they got their pension, and which just to me is just so fucking hypocritical. It is. It's a racket. LOL. When I get depressed, I'm always moving around. I just can't sit down. Oh, okay. Well, keep moving. No, exercise is good. Cooper Pugh, this is somebody replying to you. You just contradicted yourself, from Penatago Georgilis. Okay, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Wicca says, Cooper Pugh, if you do not wear a mask, I cannot enter a store to buy food. I'm starving to death. Has nothing to do with religion. Okay, y'all are having a conversation that I got out of. Can you explain the name of the live, Amelia Quelly? Yes, I did 88 minutes ago when I first started. My girlfriend and I, Sade, she gave me this little 2 different independent online tests that said I am highly susceptible, or more than likely I am on the lower end of autism and highly functioning. And that was an epiphany to me. And no, I have not been professionally or clinically diagnosed to confirm that, and I might not ever do it. I don't even know. But if I am, it wouldn't surprise me, because yes, I am weird. I am quirky. I do things really weird. I take reactions to normal things that other people don't react in certain ways, and I get really upset. And sometimes I laugh at really crude humor. You like gummy bears, I see. I do, and I talked about that earlier. I like them, I love them, I want some more of them, but I quit eating them. It's been about 3 weeks now. What time is it there? I don't know. I started at 2. I've been going, gee, many Christmas, an hour and a half. So I guess it's about 3:30 p.m. Cooper Pugh says, never said you were religious. Wonder who's putting the words in whose mouth. I'm really not trying to be rude. Sorry if it comes off like that. Was seriously trying to see your side. Okay, okay, Cooper. Maybe if I did take your comments and or questions in the wrong way, then I apologize. And if I didn't, okay, never said you're religious. Wonder who's putting words in whose mouth. Okay, that's the downside of texting communication is the loss of intent on the communication. It's part of the communication is lost. If you are seriously trying to see where I'm coming from, then if I took it the wrong way, then I sincerely apologize. I'm coming from the point of common sense to where I don't see, after entering year number 2 of 15 days to flatten the curve, why we're still preventing me and my girlfriend from seeing each other. Why all these maskers think it's a good idea to shut us down and not let us hold and touch each other. Why they think it's a good idea that all these old people are locked in the old folks home and not allowed to have their kids come see them and comfort them. And I want to know, and it ain't just me, there's a lot of people want to know, why the hell do you maskers think that that's a good idea? It'd be one thing if this was a year ago and it just started, because like everybody freaked out at first. I was included. I was duped for about a week, maybe 2 or 3 at the most. And then I figured out it's just a scam. If it would have ended immediately and, everything went back to normal just like that, okay, I might be a believer. But I have to see empirical evidence. And saying that, look, there's a virus, we need to shut down because it'll work, is not proof. Any more than saying, look, this Bible is the proof that there is such thing as religion. That doesn't make it true. I love Harry Potter. I mean, hell's bells. I've got my book right there. I've got the whole thing right there. I love Harry Potter. The difference in Harry Potter and the Bible is I know it's not real. I don't pretend it is real. It's a love story. I love stories. The Bible, as far as Jesus Christ's part of the Bible, is a love story. And I love the stories about Jesus Christ. For someone to give themselves up like that to save all of mankind, that's a loving thing to do. It's foolish, it's crazy, but it's a loving, he did it with love, if in fact it is true. I've been with him for nearly 3 years, and I have experience with autism, and there's a reason why he took the test, yes. And she's got experience in Sharday, if she want that, yes, Sharday Lewis, the one in the comment section, that is my girlfriend. If she wants to go on further and speak more on her experience with it, then she can. I'm not going to put words in her mouth. Cooper Pugh, exactly, brother. We're both seemingly passionate and frustrated, but for different reasons. I think masks are safe, and that people who don't wear them are an issue, and you don't, I think. Yes, okay. Cooper, thank you for calling me out, and I appreciate it. This is what I was talking about when I first started. I want to start a dialogue. And Cooper, thank you very much. Even though we completely disagree on the mask thing, this is what I want. I want a dialogue. And I'm going to read Cooper's comment again. And for people watching this later, not watching this live, these comments, for whatever reason, YouTube won't put these old comments into the comment section. I'm trying to work with them. At least the comment sections are turned on. But I want to read Cooper Pugh's comment exactly as he wrote it. Exactly, brother. We're both seemingly passionate and frustrated, but for different reasons. I think masks are safe, and that people who don't wear them are an issue, and you don't, I think. That's just it. He's passionate. He doesn't want people to die. I happen to agree. That's one thing that Cooper and I agree on. Cooper doesn't want people to die. I don't want people to die. Cooper thinks that wearing a mask is going to prevent that, and so he acts on it. He's passionate about it. I think not wearing a mask is the better way to go and let it run its course. Who's right? He thinks he's right. I think I'm right. This is part of the dialogue. whether it doesn't matter who's right or wrong, we need to talk about it. And let's talk about these lockdowns. What are they doing to us? Are they, I mean, if we're to believe that what the media says, that it's that the COVID-19 is still here, maybe it is. Okay, I'm not saying it's not a real disease. It obviously is. But one thing that the maskers and the non-maskers can universally agree on is, were we, Cooper, if you recall, were we or were we not told about a year ago we need to shut the world down for 2 weeks to flatten the curve? I've not found one person that disagrees with me on that. That, you know, we all heard it. We all saw the same media reports. If we'll just shut down and wear masks for 15 days to flatten the curve, all this will be over. That was over a year ago. And they're still reporting, if we're to believe what the media says, reporting more people sick, more people sick. And I'm just stating the obvious. Whether masks work or not, it's not shutting people down and people losing their businesses. And in my personal case with Sade, she and I not being able to physically touch each other and be in the same house with each other and do what it is couples do, we don't get to do that. The people locked down in their own house with their own significant others, it doesn't affect y'all the way it affects me. It doesn't affect you the way it affects her. And I don't have personal experience with an elderly loved one in the hospital that I'm not able to go see, but there are a lot of people that do. If shutting down works, then why isn't it working? Cooper, Pugh, if you'd like to answer that, I'd love to hear your answer. If shutting down works, why isn't it working? Congrats on 3 years, almost 3 years. Luke W., are you rich because of Bitcoin? Okay, how does your wife like it at night? I'm not answering that. That's ridiculous, and I'm not trying to be rude, but some of you need to learn some couth. People ask me about are you rich because of, how much do you make off YouTube? I'm not talking about that. That's not what we're here to talk about. Andrea Hope, we have to wear face masks, and we're not allowed out of our houses in the UK unless it works, it's for work or shopping. Andrea Hope, another person from UK. Andrea, I'd like to ask you this. Have you ever considered not wearing a mask? Do you have any kind of problems? Do you get pimples or zits or what I think y'all call spots on your face? Do you have any kind of breathing problems? Do you change your mask often? Do you change it every day? Do you get a new one? Who pays for that? Have you ever considered not wearing the mask and just being like a normal human being and just going into a store like we always have and just depend on the old immune system? Have you ever thought about that? Pepe D's nuts. He's not being rude. Why you? I'm not sure what you mean there. Cooper said, Cooper Pugh, wished I had more characters to type these. I do admit, I think that the over-regulation from government is BS and there's something more going on. However, I do think it's common sense for me when, okay, for me it cuts off, maybe that's what he's talking about. I wish he had more characters. I'll try to find the rest of Cooper. I would like to discuss this. I'd really like to. However, I do think it's common sense for me when I can only assume he's talking about wearing a mask. Not sure what is happening with Wicca. What the? I don't know what's going on. Okay, I'll have to deal with that later. Cooper Pugh, see, when you are, I'm reading somebody else's comment. Inside the store, masks may be beneficial to limit the spread since particles don't have as much space to go, but I think outside is a whole different story. Okay, there's even a third wheel or a third option on masks. You know, maybe this person, Panagontis, thinks, okay, wear a mask, but only when you're in the store. But after that, in your car, don't wear it. I mean, that's at least a starting point for compromise. I could compromise with that. Can we at least start traveling again If I promise to wear a stupid mask inside the store for just a minute, but do I have to walk? You know, and I'm not saying I would because I'm still not. I'm just not wearing a fucking mask at all. But compromise. We've got to open business back up. Starving people out and letting old people die in their homes alone because somebody's scared they're going to get sick. That is counterproductive. How much time do you have to spend on maintaining the boat? That's I've got all the time in the world, but I don't know. It just depends on what I do. I didn't have to take it out the other time. I just decided to because this is my first time and I got stuck and I want to make sure it was okay, but everything was fine. Andrea, I hope I have asthma, but we have to wear one or we can get 10 grand fine from our government. Andrea, yes, that's what I was talking about a minute ago. It's just a threat. They're just threatening you. Andrea, do you believe that you are a beautiful, free, independent human being who owns your own body or not? If you do not believe you're a free person that owns your own body, then who does? Who owns you? Who gets to tell you what to do and why? Okay, they're threats. People threaten me all the time. Caleb Levitt, you're going to pay this money, you're going to jail. Caleb Levitt, you're going to do what that order says the way I think it says it, or you're going to jail. Caleb Levitt, we're going to take your kid. Well, have at it, buddy. Threaten away. So they're just threats. They can threaten you, Andrea, and take you and threaten you with 10 grand. Do you have it? What happens if you don't pay it? What happens if 1,000 people just like you get caught doing the same thing? Do you know 1,000 people, 1,000 of your neighbors that's got 10 grand just lying around they can just give to the government? They're just threats. Don't let them threaten you. And if you do, just ignore them or work with it or do what you got to do. But I'm not going to smother myself because someone says I have to. Sorry, I'm just not going to. Cooper Pugh. Almost all medical professionals that I know of are saying that masks are safe to wear and decrease the chances of spreading. I think that it will only work with 100% participation. Okay, Cooper, fine, fair enough. Do you really expect 100% of the people to wear masks 100% of the time in 100% the most recommended way? And if all these medical professionals that you know of are now saying that wearing a mask to decrease, where have these maskers, these recommendations been since the beginning of time? Why is this sudden? I mean, the flu has come around every year since I've been alive. There's always a flu season. Why aren't these mandatory masks? Why aren't they mandatory last year? Well, they were, okay, in 2019, 2018, 17, 16, 1999. Why aren't they required then? Charday says, are we going to have to do this for the common cold next? What's next? Now they know we will all comply. Yeah, what's next? Common cold? We got to wear masks anytime you sneeze. You might sneeze, so you have to wear a mask. What's next? I also have asthma, but I have always worn masks on planes. Okay, AA Coco da Dummy. I've always worn masks on planes. Man, if you want to wear a mask on a plane, I'm not even saying that's not necessarily a bad idea. Because if you get on there with a bunch of sick people, I got to admit, before all this masking thing was ever talked about, like a whopping year and a half ago, I considered, like, when someone walks by and I could just tell they look sick, I'm not going to lie, I kind of would, if I would have had a mask in front of me, I would have wanted to put it on just a little bit and maybe it would have helped. But if you always wear a mask on a plane, and I remember seeing people that would wear a mask here and there in the store or on a plane, maybe they've got a medical reason they have to. Why would that be any of my business to ask them and button their business? If you want to wear a mask, wear one. Just please stop shutting the world down so you feel better, not you, whoever I was talking to, anybody in particular, feels better about living. If you're scared to live, I'm here to tell you it's a wonderful life out there. It's rough, and but don't be scared to live. Bernie Adams, I'm from UK. Wear a mask to keep my disabled son safe. Absolutely anything. Okay, if that's what you need to do, Bernie, I'm fine with you doing that. Just please don't tell me that the airlines need to shut down and the UK needs to shut down, that me and my girlfriend can't be together, because it's not wrong. You have no right, and neither does Bojo or any other politician have a right to say that a free citizen in the UK cannot fly over here to see a free citizen in the United States. Who are you to tell us what we can do and inhibit our freedom of travel? Andrew Hope, no, I don't have 10 grand, but some people have been fined by the police. So, big deal. Police are only human beings. All they are is orders followers. Sorry, I mean, I'm not as big on, hating on cops as I used to be, Some cops have done some good things in certain areas, but and this video is not going to be about hating on police, but if the police are going to fine you, okay, fine them. That's why you break out your camera, start recording them. Antigonia C, yes, masks keep people from focusing, especially wearing it for a long time. But you can't be forced to sneeze into a mask, as it would make your nose itchy and would just make you not even want. I don't know why I can't see the rest of the comment, because it only gives me like 6 lines or 7 lines. I can't see the rest. Cooper Pugh, that's the issue I'm talking about. People, in my opinion, not willing to listen are the issue. I'm willing to listen all you want. Just let my girlfriend come see me. Let me go see her. That's why how is that asking too much? Well, you can't do it because you might spread the disease. Well, anybody could spread the disease at any time. We are all fake. Are we all fakers? David Zayella, I'm not sure what that means there. Nah, I'm freaking sneeze in class. I get told to go home, but 2019 sneezes, bless you. I have no idea what that means. Lesbian cookies. Hey, I'm so glad I could catch the stream. Well, hello, lesbian cookies. Hadn't seen you around in a while. What's the topic of conversation? Gee, good grief, I'm almost 2 hours in this. I'm about to have to let it go because I've been going way too long. But, we're just talking about the possibility that I could be on the autism spectrum. And today happens to be my 6-month anniversary. I don't even know if Anna means year, but whatever, you know what I mean. 6 months anniversary of no booze. It's detrimental to mental health to keep family apart. Bingo. It is. If you've been locked up with your significant other and you can go see your mom on a regular basis, then good for you. But try being locked up 4,000 miles away from your family and told that you can't go there because someone on the other side of the world won't wear their damn mask. So we got to just keep shutting down. If you think this world must be shut down for the rest of its life, you are the problem. This is causing suicide. There's people taking themselves. Suicide's already a problem. Life's already tough enough. How is preventing loved ones from seeing each other helping anything? If you're so scared to get sick, then just stay home and never leave. Never, ever, ever, for any single reason, come out of your house. Never leave for anything if you're that scared. Leave us alone and quit telling us we have to shut down. I see T-Gile Sweet Suit. I can't know if I can't suit. I think a private corporation like the airlines have a right to dictate how, when you can travel, just like you don't have a right to freedom of speech on a private platform like Facebook. I like to talk of rights. You're right. A private company can refuse, I think, should be able to refuse service to anybody for any reason. The beauty about the freedom of, like say in this in this instance, talking about private airlines, is if a bunch of airlines say, okay, we're just not going to let you travel without a mask, and somebody comes in with an airline idea and goes into business and buys a bunch of jets and starts saying, okay, well, how about this? You don't have to wear a mask on our planes, and we're going to cut our fares by 20% if you do blah, blah, blah. And that's called the free market. And may the best man win if they don't want to allow people on their airplanes without masks. And it's not even the wearing a mask per se on an airplane that I'm bitching about. It's locking them down, saying it's not the airplane saying we're not going to fly. It's Boris Johnson and all of the people in the UK, the policy makers, saying, you're not getting on a plane, and if we catch you getting on a plane, you lied to us, we're going to put you in jail for 10 years. That is entirely the problem. Duco Rambo, hey Caleb, how are you? I'm sober, how are you? Lesbian Cookies send a bunch of hearts. Frankie, hope you're having a great day and enjoying the boat life. I am. I wouldn't have any other way. AJ Jerson, congrats on being sober. Andrea Hope, everyone is now getting fed up with being government controlled. No pubs or restaurants can still open. They have remained closed. Yes, but Walmart can always stay open because germs don't exist in Walmart, apparently. I have to go. Nice talking to you. Congrats on 6 months anniversary. David Zayel, thank you very much. That must suck. I'm really going to have to end this. Okay, I'm going to read a couple more here for Cooper Pugh. Let me put it to you like this. You can't reach loved ones. You see it as the ridiculous regulations that are the issue, which I totally agree. I also think we could be done with this if people wore masks last year. Well, guess what, Cooper? They're not going to. It is impossible. You will never get 7 billion people to all wear proper masks in the proper shape, in the proper form, in the proper appointment, and change them in the proper intervals at the proper time. And if that is your list of how it'll go away, if 100% of the people wore 100% the perfect style mask that was perfectly fitted to them 100% of the time, if there's even one variation, if one little germ gets out, then it's all over, then it's a stupid mandate and it will never work. Because it is stupid. You will never get 7 billion people to do the same thing all at the same time. It will never, ever, ever, ever happen. Sorry if I'm going too personal, but for how long were you drinking, like before you got sober? I won't go too much into it. I've got a live, probably I think of one's called My Drunkenness, My Sobriety, or I'll talk about that. When Parker was taken from me that day, I'd already drank some, but after that, I drank a lot after Parker was taken from me. And I started drinking for depression purposes, which led to me getting over the depression, but then I became dependent on alcohol for sleep. And so I got to the point where I wasn't depressed, but I would drink myself simply to go to sleep. Who doesn't like to go to sleep? That was my drug of choice, to do that. All the smartest people are on the spectrum. Don't let it get you down. I have Asperger's, mild autism. Lesbian Cookies. If I'm not mistaken, that's exactly what the Shardae's thing said that I had, and even I think she said something like, she knows more about it than I do. Maybe they don't even use the term Asperger's anymore. I even called all the kids and told them about it. Of course, the first thing they brought up was South Park, Asperger's with Cartman. So yeah, I raised a bunch of little smart asses. AJ Jerson, exactly. We have to begin opening up. Okay, I agree. These people are entitled. Coco, man, all of a sudden, I don't know why it does this, but I get an hour in and all of a sudden the questions start coming in the comments, but I don't know how long I should keep going on this. Is it detrimental for teenagers to be stuck away from their friends, especially when you are someone like me who is still trying to make and maintain good friendships? Okay, good question. Everybody knows that teenagers are malleable and subject to manipulation and depression, and it's hard enough being a teenager. Why add to it? Will you get COVID vaccine, Caleb? Jack 209. I will not. Over my dead fucking body. Lesbian Cookies, thank you for the welcome rose. Much appreciated. Andrea Hope, well said. It's getting a joke now. It is. Caleb, Sam L. wants to know how long have you been drinking for? Okay, I already read that. Caught it. Thank you, Wicca. Sometimes I miss. Wicca's been around long enough. She knows what I'm not going to talk about the kids, and there's some things I would talk about and I miss them. But Wicca, thank you for that. I did answer. I was a little late, or I'd already caught it earlier. Official Jill's and somebody says, "Hi, Bernie Adams. Unless you're a celebrity, seems no rules apply." Yeah, celebrities tend to get away with a lot of things because they $10,000 fine. Okay, here's fucking $10,000. They don't care. Ashton Lowe, got to get ready for work. Hope you have a great day. Happy sailing, Caleb. Ashton Lowe, thank you very much. Have a good day, evening, wherever you are at work, and thanks for tuning in. Roy Kloffenstein. My cat does not wear a mask. Roy, you must be, I swear you must be from England. I know you told me you're from California. I think you're from England. You and your dry humor. Yeah, because you're Americans and you always think you guys know better. Jason Guinness, yes, you're correct. Unfortunately, arrogant ass Americans tend to think that the world revolves around them. And I kind of pride myself at not being a typical stupid effing American. Part of the reason my girlfriend, she thinks just like you, and for good reason. It's a wonder I even got her. I have Asperger's syndrome too, Jack 209. Do you? Dang. Well, welcome to the club, man. I'll be honest with you. This is all new to me, and I'm just going to have to go do more studying on it. Maybe I do have Asperger's, maybe I don't. Maybe I do fall on the spectrum, maybe I don't. These two little tests suggest that I might, and very likely do, but I don't know if I am or not. Wicca, I'm going to sub to you. Okay, to stay as long as you need me. Okay, thank you, Wicca. Lesbian Cookies, Jason, you're incredibly rude. As a European, I don't understand why other countries seem to get a superiority complex over America. It's vastly more successful than most other countries, despite its flaws. Well, maybe, maybe not. We do, Lesbian Cookies, for some real weird reason, think that we have to have military bases in 160 plus countries, and we're always tending to bomb the shit out of brown people, which I do not agree with. So I think they're onto something, that Americans do have a superiority complex. But anyway, I'm not trying to start a fight on that. We appreciate you, Wicca. Yes, we do, Miss Charday. Babe, I didn't know I was going to go this long, but I'm sorry I'm keeping you up so late. I'll call you in just a bit. I'm kind of having fun. Jack 209, I have Asperger's too, and I felt a relief when I discovered what was behind all my struggles, even though it did nothing to actually fix them. That's interesting. It didn't fix them, but at least it was a relief to know. That's kind of where I'm at. It's not going to change who I am or how I go about my daily life, but it is strange to, if I do have it, I was like, it would make, to me, it would make sense, because I've always felt a little awkward, a little weird. That's one thing I was going to say. I don't think I said it. I posted the results of these tests on my Facebook, and a friend of mine that I've not seen since junior high, maybe high school, but Jamie, she said, Caleb, I could have told you that in the 7th grade. More power to you or something. She was real nice about it. But I was like, so you're holding out this whole time? So apparently a lot of people have thought this about me and just never said anything. And I'm like, why didn't you just tell me if you thought I fell on this autism spectrum? I didn't know. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Thank you, Charday. Appreciate Becca and Miss Mary. They're just busy today. Irish better LOL. Not sure what that means. Irish better? Irish are better? At what? Yes, all the mods are appreciated. They are. Caleb, just wondering, is your girlfriend Wicca? No, my girlfriend is Charday Lewis. Wicked says, no, I'm not Caleb's girlfriend. It was all new to me, too, Caleb. That's from Jack. Jack, when did you find out? How old were you when it was revealed to you what you had? Jason Guinness, you look very happy, to be honest. I am. I'm irritated that I'm not able to see my girl in over a year. I'm very, very irritated about it because there's no reason, because we were told a year ago, give us 15 days to flatten the curve. Give us 15 days to flatten the curve, and then you can go about your business. It's entering year 2, and I'm aggravated. Yes, overall, I'm happy, but I want to see my girl. You know, you see how you feel, not you in particular, just anybody, how you feel if you don't get to see your loved ones for over a year. Cooper Pugh, well, you don't support the vaccine, I guess. No, I do not. If I support your choice in it, I just think it's crazy to go jump into something that they admitted to themselves not 6 months ago. We don't know what we're dealing with here. Now suddenly there's a vaccine for it? Sounds crazy. Not me. But I'm going to finish Cooper's comment here. Well, you don't support the vaccine, I guess. No, I don't. Let's not open that can of worms. But hey, did you see that that BS what happened in Texas? A couple inches of snow, and all of a sudden the grid can't support the state. Yep, I followed it just because I'm from there. My kids are there, and now they're going to start charging people out the wazoo. Low battery, 20%. I really am going to have to end this. Yes, I could charge it, but being on a boat and charging on a battery that's run on solar, it doesn't charge very well, and I don't have a choice. I am going to have to go. Besides all that, I'm talking for over 2 hours now. Yeah, the stuff, and yeah. Okay, you're going to find, Cooper Pugh, I'm not a MAGA person. I'm not a Trump supporter. He did a couple of things that are okay, but he really dropped the ball and screwed up a lot of stuff, like infringing on the Second Amendment, and that's going to piss off the Republican friends of mine. But you're going to find that I don't fit into that category, and I'm not going to support the bailouts of a bunch of corporations who pissed off. I don't know all the details, and I know there's people blaming oil and gas drilling. I know there's some people blaming the windmills being froze up. I've heard of the problems. I haven't followed it that close. Because to be quite honest, my kids are the only people that live in Texas that I really, really care about. Of course, I've got some friends, but as far as people I keep up with on a daily basis, and my kids are fine, so I haven't really followed it. I went undiagnosed for 13 years, Jack 209. I had no clue beforehand. Somebody sent me a little kitty in a box. How cute. I just read about it, and then I found out that literally all my social issues fit Asperger's. Interesting. Hey, love from India, Tushar Bhatia. Okay, love from Florida, back to India. How, Tushar? I probably don't have time. When this is over, if you'd like to put your comments to start the thread over again, whatever comments are made here, do not carry over to people watching this later on at a later date. I don't know why YouTube did that to me, but they did. For this person, Tushar Bhatia, love from India, when this is over, I'm about to let go, but when this is over, I'd love to hear how the coronavirus treatment, mass shutdowns, that sort of thing is in India. Because where I'm from, I don't hear anything about India. I don't know if it's bad there, if it's not a big deal, if there are mask mandates, if there are people in India. Are y'all getting threatened with prison time for simply not telling a lie to the big brothers that want to know where you're at? Are you getting fined lots and lots of money? I'm not sure what your currency is. Are you getting fined lots and lots of money for not wearing a mask? Or is it just no big deal? I'd like to hear from anyone else watching from India. Sounds bother me. I can't make eye contact. I found fascination with random things, and my fascination's changed. Yeah, okay. I'm fine. I'm not tired. Sure. Okay, sweetie, but I'm tired, and my phone won't charge. Tishar, I saw your video, which posted 7 years ago. Okay, we got a new person here, and I feel a bit relatable. All right, I am going to have to end it. I'm sorry. I wish I could keep going. I am getting a little bit tired. Lesbian Cookies, you should watch Game Theory's video. a man who made the vaccine, answers a lot of questions about it. I hope you have a good day, though. Okay, see, there's again, we can have differences of opinion and be civil and discuss things. Again, I'm really letting this go right now. If you would like to continue the discussion amongst each other, I'll get in on the chats later on tonight and tomorrow. And I'd like to keep the discussion going about opening up and why are we still shut down. They told us it was going to be 2 weeks to flatten the curve. So I love you all. Take care and stay sober. And if you are struggling with alcohol, give it a try. I've got several videos on it. So anyway, I'm really letting you go this time. Y'all take care. Bye.